Same old shit.
I cannot do this any fucking more!
2-2. 2-2 against Swindon fucking Town. I said it on Twitter. If you don't laugh, you'll cry. If you don't laugh, you'll cry. Or do both. I'm shocked and I'm also humiliated. I'm embarrassed. I'm frustrated. I'm infuriated. I'm livid. And I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know what the solution is. I don't have an explanation to our woes right now. This has been going on for months and months and months and months. And to be honest, I don't know where or when it gets better. I don't know. We've just drawn 2-2, struggled to beat a side that haven't kept a clean sheet away from home all season, and are the worst team that I've seen us play this season when we went to the county ground at home. And we drew 2-2 there as well. Let's get into this match reaction. Started off with the two lineups. Starting off with Charlton's team. It was a 4-4-2 with, as usual, Amos in between the sticks. A back four of Adam Matthews, Chris Gunter and Deji Oshilaja making the centre-back pairing this time. Jason Pearce dropped to the bench. Thank the Lord. And Ian Maatsen sitting at left-back. The midfield four was Jonny Williams, Darren Pratley, Forster-Caskey and Millar. And the front two was Ronnie Schwartz and Chuks Aneke. The first time that we got to see that strike force, which I think has a lot of potential. I think that was the best possible starting 11 that we could have fielded on the day. It was a very top-heavy lineup, very, very attacking. It really did show our intent to go out there today and get a win against the team that, let's face it, were in ridiculously bad form. Speaking of Swindon Town, we'll go over their lineup now. They went with Mark Travers in goal, a back four of Freeman, Connor Masterson, Conroy and Dominic Thompson. They had two holding midfielders, Palmer and Lydon. Grant, Scott Twine and Hallam Hope are the three more advanced midfielders. And leading the line was Dialang Jassimi. It was a game that Charlton were expected to win. You know, we had the better team on paper. We were expected to win the game. And to be fair, in the opening few minutes, we looked deadly. And after the first 4 minutes, it should really have been 2-0. 2 minutes in, Ronnie Schwartz gets put through from a terrible Swindon defensive error. They tried to play it back to their keeper or to a defender, I have no idea. But they played it back, Schwartz latched onto it, got put through, tried to curl an effort into the bottom corner. Travers gets down really well, gets a fingertip to it and it hits the post. An unbelievable save from Travers and a brilliant opportunity for Schwartz to put us in front in literally the opening 2 minutes. And then 2 minutes later, Chuks Aneke had a chance to take the lead. After a throw will come in on the left-hand side, Chuks held it up really well, spun round, had a shot on the left foot and it sort of like P-rolled a couple of yards away from the goal line. It was very, very close. And after that lightning start, it came crashing down as a minute later Swindon took the lead through yet another defensive error. We're just getting used to it at this point now, aren't we? We're just getting used to defensive errors. A long ball was played over the top towards Hallam Hope. Adam Matthews was trying to take him on. Hope cuts inside, gets past Matthews with absolute ease, as if he's not even there. Has a shot, and it somehow goes under Ben Amos, flies in the back of the net, 1-0 Swindon. And we're just thinking, here we go again. It's defensive errors once again that are costing us. How many times are we going to give teams goals and just concede silly, easy, avoidable goals? It's stupid and it's becoming a joke now. Chuks Aneke had a header saved by Travers after a cross from Williams. Williams then had an opportunity to latch onto a cross which he executed horrifically. The cross came in. He could easily have taken a touch and he's basically just tried to go first time and it's just gone basically straight in front of him, way out at the near post. He definitely could have done a lot better. 10 minutes after that, Liam Millar hits the bar from a free kick, wins a free kick on the edge of the area on the left-hand side, literally right on the edge of the box. Him and Forster-Caskey are standing over it. We were thinking Forster-Caskey's going to cross it in. Millar has then had a go, tried to find the far corner, absolutely lamped it, and it's fired off the crossbar. So we did have opportunities, and we did look really deadly in front of goal. We just couldn't take our chances. It just wasn't happening for us going forward. We just could not score to save our lives. And nor could we defend. As moments after that, Swindon, who are second bottom in the league, one of the worst teams I've seen us play this season, absolutely disastrous form away from home, double their lead with their second shot on target. Might I add, their last shot on target in the entire game. Palmer, their midfielder, goes into a 50-50 challenge with Liam Millar. I say a 50-50 challenge, Millar bottled it. He literally comes steaming in to try and take on Palmer. And as Palmer gets towards the ball, Millar goes, oh, he's going to get there, I'm going to bottle it. He completely bottles it. Palmer gets past him, has a shot, takes a deflection off Oshilaja, beats Amos 2-0. And that's the end of the first half. 2-0 to Swindon. 2-0 at the break. And I'll be honest, I turned my TV off. I honestly could not believe what I just watched. An absolute travesty in the defensive line. An absolute disaster once again. Swindon, with their 2 only shots on target, they go in. And like I just said, those 2 shots on target were their only shots on target in the entire game. It just shows how bad our defence is right now. How is Adam Matthews getting skinned that easily? Why is Liam Millar bottling a 50-50? And how many chances do we need to have in that first half? Schwartz hits the post. Aneke has a chance. 2 chances, in fact. He had a header. Williams should have done better with a cross. Millar cannons a free kick off the bar. How many chances do we need? But we just can't defend to save our lives. And it is humiliating. Going into the break, 2-0 down against a relegation-threatened side, it's humiliating. It's embarrassing for a club in our position. We should not be 2-0 down at the break. We should be 2 or 3-0 up at this point. We should be in cruise control going into the second half, dominating the game. And we're the ones getting our asses handed to us once again. And when is it going to end? When is it going to end, Robbie? After Swindon scored after the first 5 minutes, we gave up. We fell apart. We looked awful. We looked lethargic. After that disaster of the first half, Jonny Williams was subbed off. Andrew Shinnie came on. A good opportunity for him to get more minutes in the tank after he'd been out quite a while with injury. And he was superb. He was the game changer, in my opinion. Shinnie really did make a difference. He had a shot blocked not long into the first half. He was really trying to get stuff going. And eventually, in the 57th minute, we did get one back through none other than our only saving grace, Chuks Aneke, with his 9th goal of the season. It was an excellent cross by Liam Millar on the right side on the left foot towards Chuks Aneke at the back post. He comes steaming in with a diving header. Superb header past Mark Travers. Nothing he could do. And in the back of the net, 2-1 with just over half an hour to play. Much better. We changed formation in the second half. We went from a 4-4-2 to a diamond. That formation change did work. We did liven up a little bit and we did look a lot better than that absolute freak show in the first half. We still looked a threat and you really could see that. You looked at that lineup and you were thinking this is a very deadly front line and it is a team that Swindon should be fearing. And we honestly hit Swindon countless amount of times. Schwartz had the ball in the back of the net not long after Aneke scored. Unfortunately, he was offside. Albie Morgan came on for Darren Pratley, an attacking substitution. He got the ball on the right-hand side. I think it was passed into him by Matthews. He went to cross, dummied it, faked a cross, then crossed it in. Schwartz has then come flying in backwards, trying to read the ball that way. He misses it. It falls kindly to Aneke, and he absolutely lamps it from about, we're talking like probably like 8 or 9 yards out, and it rattles the crossbar. It is another golden opportunity missed. I don't know how we haven't scored that. We just kept hitting them, trying to get that equaliser. Andrew Shinnie had a shot saved at the near post. Jayden Stockley, our new signing, coming in from Preston North End on loan. He came on, as did Conor Washington, a straight swap for Schwartz and Aneke, which was an interesting substitution. Stockley had a header saved from a corner from Forster-Caskey by Travers. Then Washington and Stockley had shots blocked. Right at the death, Swindon could well have closed the game off and made it 3-1 when Dearlane Jasimi got put through. He had a shot. It was a very tame effort. Weren't a lot in it, but it did hit the post and it come very close to making it 3-1. And then, in the dying embers of the game, Andrew Shinnie salvages a point for the Addict. And you could say in controversial fashion, as a cross come in from Forster-Caskey, Shinnie has then got hold of the ball and stabbed it home past Travers from close range. Swindon players appealing for offside, and I'll be honest, it does look very tight. Having looked back at the highlights, it looks very tight, but the referee did give the Charlton the goal, made it 2-2, and then in the 96th minute of the game, this is absolutely heart-wrenching to say, in the 96th minute, practically the last kick of the game, Morgan puts in a brilliant ball to Conor Washington, a defence-splitting ball. Washington's put through one-on-one, takes it round Travers, goes over him. You're thinking it's going to be a guaranteed goal, and he hits the side netting. That was the chance to get the 3 points. And to be honest with you, that shot pretty much summed up our afternoon, to be honest with you. And that was the end of the game. Charlton Athletic 2, Swindon Town 2. Charlton with 57% possession, 20 shots, 8 on target, compared to Swindon's 7 shots and 2 on target. We had more shots on target than Swindon had overall shots. It was a good comeback, but it's an awful result that we can't be celebrating over. We can't. We simply cannot celebrate over that whatsoever. It is another embarrassing result. 2 points dropped to a team that we should be battering. Swindon are second bottom. They're second bottom and we're struggling to beat them. We can't score. We can't defend to save our lives. Our defensive record is honestly embarrassing. Our last 9 games, we conceded 18 goals. That's 2 a game. 3 wins from 14. That's relegation form. And honestly, it astonishes me how we are still in the top 6. We look and play like a mid-table League One side, and that's where we deserve to be based on our current form. But it just shows you how god-awful this league is. Like I said at the start, I don't know when or where it gets better. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know what the solution is. I just don't know anymore. It really does show you how season-defining Famuo and Innes are. They are the only 2 players that are not fit yet. Everybody else is available for selection, yet we're still struggling and playing the way that we are. If you have a look at our transfer strategy, and from what Bowyer been saying, it's just been attackers and wingers and then 1 midfielder. That seems to be Bowyer's plan, which I'm not complaining about, but a lot of people are crying out for a defender. But it seems that Bowyer is adamant on keeping our current defence. We do have 4 centre-backs, I will say that. We do have 4 centre-backs right now. Pearce, Oshilaja and then Famuo and Innes. It seems that Bowyer wants to gamble on waiting for those 2 to come back to fitness rather than sign a player. To be honest with you, right now, I do think it's a risk too high. We're leaking in goals for fun. Teams are coming up against us and they're finding it easy to score. I think it's a gamble that is too high to take. I seriously think we need to bring in a defender, whether that be on a short-term contract or on loan to the end of the season. Just someone that's better than what we already have. Pearce is a liability. He's lost it now. Not only can we not defend, we can't score. Like I said, how can we have 20 shots and not win the game? Should have scored half of those chances today. It should have been a cricket score. You know, you've had Aneke should have had a hat-trick. Shinnie should have had a hat-trick. Jonny should have done better with a cross. Millar hit the crossbar. Washington should have had a brace. Stockley should have had a brace. There's still a lot of question marks being put at Bowyer. Personally, I don't think Bowyer is to blame for this result, because I think he put the best possible lineup out there. And to be honest with you, I'd even make the argument that from Accrington Stanley onwards, the performances have been down to the players, less so than Bowyer, because I think after the whole City game, he tactically has woken up a bit. He's played players in the right position. He's played more attacking lineups. Today was the most attacking lineup he put out. But I think it's down to the players. I think the 2 goals we conceded again was again down to individual error, like the Peterborough game. The first one was Matthews' fault, and the second one was Liam Millar's fault for not going into the 50-50. He bottled a 50-50, which you can't do. The players need to take as much responsibility as Bowyer has for this run of form. I said after the Peterborough game, these next 2 games against Swindon and MK Dons, I'm going to accept nothing less than 6 points. And we've gone and drawn to Swindon. We've gone and drawn to Swindon. 2-2 again. And going into Tuesday against MK Dons, I have no sort of confidence whatsoever. Even more so the game after that against Portsmouth, who just smashed the league leaders Hull City 4-0 today. I look at our team right now and I just think, like, meh. You know what I mean? I just think meh. I just think it's the most League One side of all League One sides. And we're playing that way. Look at every game we've played so far this season. Which team have we out and out dominated? Off the top of my head right now, I can only say Blackpool away, and we only won that 1-0, and Ipswich. That's it. Every other game has been either end-to-end even, or we've been dominated and have been the second best. We don't deserve to be in the top 6 right now. Yet we are, because this league is dog. This next week is going to be huge, because we're coming up to the end of the transfer window. Personally, I think we're going to bring in 1 or 2 more players, and it's going to be a winger or a midfielder. That's my opinion. That's what I think. I don't think we're going to get in a centre-back. I think Bowyer's got his mind set on keeping our defence the way it is, which I think is wrong. I think it's a gamble too high. 18 goals conceded in 9 matches and 3 wins from 14 is relegation form, and it's embarrassing. For a club like us, It's unacceptable. What do you guys think? Feel free to let me know. That's the end of this video. I'd appreciate it if you left a like, if you subscribed, and if you turned on post notifications so you're notified of any future videos that I post. What do you guys think? What do you think of the game? Let me know in the comments below. What's the problem? What's wrong with us? What's happened to us? You tell me. We can't score, we can't defend. What should we do in January? Who should we bring in? Should we bring in a defender? Let me know. Thanks for watching this video. This has been Tyler Rowlinson. Have a nice day. And I'll see you all in the next video. Things really do need to change. Take it easy, stay safe, and I'll see you all later.